Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today I have a video that it has some of my favorite Christmas DIYs from this year. So I really hope you enjoy it. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda. I am happy you stopped by today. If you're returning, you know I love you guys. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Here's DIY number 2. So for this DIY, I'm going to use some more of these poster board stickers. I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color white and the color ink, and then these wood pieces. Now, we just down the street from us, someone was getting rid of some wood that I think looked like maybe came from a bed. And so we picked it up and brought it home. And I had my husband cut some down to about 5 inches, 5.5 inches. And so I painted them with my white. And here I'm just distressing it with my ink color. And I distressed the whole thing, all sides, top and bottom. And then after that, I'm going to use this black and red buffalo check ribbon from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to wrap it around and making some presents. So I am wrapping it around and then I will cut it off and hot glue it and then wrap it around again the other direction or on the other sides. If you guys ever, I don't know about you guys, but I am always, whenever we're out driving somewhere, I'm always looking for people who are throwing big pieces of wood out because I have a wood thing, I guess. I love working with wood, and so keep an eye out because, I mean, you guys, this is just amazing. The cost of this, you know, Hobby Lobby, I just saw the other day, they have presents like this, but they are like on sale like $6 or $7 for just one. And so it's just amazing. The cost for 3 of them, I think it was about $1.75 for making 3 for me. So I just love this. So here I made a finger bow. I did it really slow so that you could see it and hopefully learn how to do them yourself. But they're pretty easy once you get the technique down, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so after I had that made, I took one of these pine cones from that bag that I got from Walmart and some of these little green pieces, and I'm just gonna hot glue one green piece next on each side of the pine cone, and then I do also add some to the back of the pine cone, and then I'm gonna hot glue my ribbon right on top as well. Not ribbon, my bow. Man, I'm having a hard time talking tonight. I think it's because it's my bedtime, you guys. And then I'm gonna dovetail those bows, and I just love the way these came out, you guys. I absolutely love these. I took some of these wood snowflakes. They come in a pack from Walmart. I got them last year, but they have them this year too. And I'm painting them white. And then I took my stickers, my poster stickers, and I'm just adding them to the snowflakes. And then I'm going to use hot glue to add them to the sides of my presents. Now, I was just going to put the joy word on the ribbon itself, but it was too hard to read, so that's why I added the snowflakes. But I love it. And so $1.75, you guys, for 3 of those. Oh my goodness, what a steal, huh? So be watching for wood on the streets. Okay, I want to invite you to come check me out on my social media accounts. You can find the links to those in the description box below. And here's DIY number 3. So this one's so easy, you guys. I'm going to use this stencil that I got from a pack from Amazon. I'll have them in my Amazon store if you're interested. This, I think it's 11 by 14 canvas, and I believe I got it from Dollar Tree. It's a 2-pack for $3. And then my Waverly chalk paints in the color moss, ink, white, and crimson. So I'm going to start off by painting that whole canvas with my ink color. After that, I'm going to tape off my stencil with some painter's tape, and then I'm just going to use my white to go over the words, and then I'm going to go over the berry leaves with the red and then the regular leaves with the green. If you're new here, I want to say welcome. I am so glad you stopped by today. If you are enjoying today's video and you like home decor on a budget, holiday decor, thrift flips, gift ideas, then I would invite you to hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family. And then let me know in the comment box that you're new here. I love to get to know you. And make sure you hit that notification bell and set it to all so you're notified whenever I upload a video. I normally upload on Mondays at 5 Central, but I do like to participate in different challenges through the week. So if you hit that notification bell, you'll be notified whenever that is. And then of course, you guys know it. If you like this video, make sure you give me that thumbs up and make sure you comment, because that way it lets YouTube know that you like my content and it will push it out for others to see. So, after all of that, after I got that done, I cut all those pieces of that bush. I cut them all off. I think I got that pick from Walmart last year, but I'm just making another bow. This ribbon came from Walmart. I'm going to hot glue it to the top of my sign here, and then I'm just going to add each one of these picks to underneath my bow here. And I just love the way this came out. I mean, painting that canvas black and then just, oh, it just pops. I just absolutely love it. You have to let me know what you think about this, but yeah, it's one of my favorite. Actually, I have to say, I love all of them that I made for this video. I'm just, yeah. Anyways, okay, so I'm just going to add these little berry picks, and then I'm going to take some of those little round berries and I'm going to hot glue 3 of them right there by the middle of my bow. In fact, I think the top 2 I'm hot gluing to my bow. And then once I have those on, I'm just going to cut a couple of the leaves off and hot glue them right behind those 3 berries, and that's all there was for it. And that, again, about $1.75 for that. You can't get that in the stores, and I'll tell you, it looks like it came from a store. I just love it. You have to let me know what you think about it as well. DIY number 5, we're getting close to the end here, guys. So for this DIY, I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, my Chalk Couture chalk paste in the color Candy Apple, and then this Chalk Couture transfer that is called Joy to the World Nativity, and then this bamboo wood cutting board from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start off by painting that cutting board with my ink color. Then once it was done, I took my transfer here, and it is adhesive, so I am fuzzing it so that way when I lay it down or when I go to pull it off, it doesn't pull off the paint or stretch out the transfer, because we don't want to stretch it out. And then I'm taking my red chalk paste and a squeegee, and I am just going to rub it all over the stencil, which is a silk screen. And once I have it rubbed on, I'm just going to rub off the excess. And if you have never tried Chalk Couture and you're interested, you can check out my site for it. There's a link to it in my description box, or you can always email me. I'd be happy to tell you about it, but I love this stuff. It always looks so high-end and professional, and it is so easy. And so here I'm just showing you the reveal, and then I get some paste right there in the corner. Oh my goodness. Anyways, then I took 2 sets of 3 tumbling tower blocks that were glued together and painted them with my ink color. And then I'm just using my hot glue to attach one to the front of my sign and one to the back of it. And yes, some of the paint came off the back, and I won't even talk about why that happened. But yeah. It kind of ruined my whole day. Anyways, I took some more of this pick that I used like on my previous project, and I'm just going to hot glue one piece. It was kind of long, so I thought I'll just hot glue that there. Added a couple more of these little berries. And then I was just like, oh, it needs something else. What else can I do to it? And then I saw my metal ribbon here from Dollar Tree, and I love the way this looks with it. So I'm just wrapping it around each end. And I just kind of fold it over and then cut it off. But I was worried that it might be too loose. So I decided to use this super glue gel and just kind of put dabs here and there to just tack it down. And then I'm going to use these clips from Dollar Tree, but yeah, I would recommend using a better quality clip that has a thicker silicone on there, because it yeah, the silicone pretty much came off on each one of them. And I think if you look closely on this side, you will be able to see a little teeny pink dot that I couldn't get off. Anyways, there it is, and that was about $1.75 as well, and I just love it. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use this picket fence that I got from Hobby Lobby, Walmart. I think it's Walmart. I'll have it in my description box. These trees from Dollar Tree and Walmart, this little wreath from Hobby Lobby, this house from Dollar Tree, this chunky slat from Dollar Tree, my Waverly chalk paints in the color crimson and white, and my antique wax, and then this decal I got from Cricut Design Space, and a couple of skewers. So I'm going to start off by removing the paper in the front of this house, and then I remove the top part of the house. And I'm just going to use my, you have to be really careful and remove that top part because there are some nails sticking out. So I'm just using my heat gun to loosen the glue, and then I'm going to use my Cricut spatula there to remove the top layer of paper. Once I had that all removed, I spritzed it with water and then got all the rest of it off with my Cricut spatula there. Then I painted it with my crimson color, and then I used my white paint, and I painted that chunky piece of wood as well as the skewers, and then I'm using my antique wax to go over that piece that goes on the top. And then once I had that done, I am adding my decal to it. I'm just finding the right spot for it there. And then once I have this all added, I'm going to use my hammer, and I'm going to nail down those little pieces that were sticking up. And then after that, I'm just using my wood glue and my hot glue, and I'm going to add this onto the front of my barn. After that, I'm going to take my skewers and my miter shears, and I'm just going to cut these down to the size that I felt was right for the height of my door. And then I'm taking another piece here and cutting it down, and I'm going to cut it down again. And then once I have those pieces done, I'm going to cut down a piece to go across diagonally inside my door. And then I'm going to cut a second piece. I'm just going to use that as a template, and cut down another piece the same length. And then that second piece I'm going to actually cut in half. And then you'll see how I add that. And then I'm just going to use my hot glue to go around and hot glue each piece on there. And I'm sorry that I showed you so much of this because it wasn't necessary. But here you go. I did it. And I'm just adding my hot glue and just gluing them all in place. And while I'm hot gluing them, I am trying to get the glue pieces off that we're showing. Oh my goodness, I told you guys it was too long. I added too much of that. Okay, finally. So then after that, I am taking my fence piece here, and I am just hot gluing it to that wood piece, just like you see. Now, if you ever have this, if you ever find it at Walmart and buy it and use it, be careful when you're hot gluing it on because it does have those openings. And I did burn my fingers a few times, although my fingers are so used to it anymore, it doesn't really faze me. But then I took this little wreath and I'm just going to hot glue that right to the top of the barn. And then I'm taking the tall trees, and I'm going to hot glue one tall tree on each end. And then this smaller tree, I got that one from Walmart last year, and I'm just going to hot glue that. And then the barn, I'm going to use wood glue and hot glue them, glue them in place. And then after I have all of that done, this project is complete, and I love it. I think it is so cute. And you'll have to let me know what you think about this one in the comment box below. DIY, I am going to take this star. I'm not sure where I got this wood star. It was in my stash. And then five 1-gallon paint stir sticks, this crate from Dollar Tree, and some different florals from Dollar Tree, and I can't talk. Oh my gosh. Pool noodle and Waverly antique wax. So I laid these stir sticks out, and I'm using my square ruler to go and make a triangle. Then I'm going to flip it over and just kind of do it again, although I didn't like the way this looked, so I just brought it in a little bit more and just made another line. I do end up, after I cut them all, I did erase any lines that I could see because I'm going to use my wax and not paint it. So here I'm just using my miter shears to cut these down, and oh my goodness, I was having an issue with this one. It just did not want to go, and I'm pushing and turning it around, and yeah, I finally get it to cut, but oh man, it was not wanting to cut. But once I got that one done, I just went and did all the rest. And then I took a napkin and my antique wax, and I just went and I covered this whole crate, front and back, top and bottom, and pretty much the inside too, because of the light color and the slits in the crate. I didn't want you to be able to see all the light colors, so I just went and did the inside as well. Normally I wouldn't do much of the inside. I usually only do a part of it, but I didn't want you to see the lighter color. And I did that one paint stir stick, and then all the little ones that I cut. And I also did the star, but I didn't like the stars, so I did end up painting it with I believe it's a folk art metallic gold, and I'll have that in my description box. Here I'm just going to use some wood glue and some hot glue. I was waiting for my niece there. She was using my hot glue gun. Actually, I think it might have been my nephew. Anyways, I just glued that stir stick to my crate, and then I'm just going out and laying these down, and I'm just going to hot glue them all in, starting with the star. And yeah, I did paint that star, like I said, because I just felt like it didn't stand out enough. It needed to be something other than the antique wax, so I did paint it with a gold color. After that, I took some more hot glue, and I'm just going to I cut the pool noodle down, cut it in half, and I'm just adding that to my crate. And then I just start filling it with some of the greenery that I had in my totes, my mini totes that I have from last year's Christmas crafts. Oh my goodness, I don't need any more Christmas crafts. And then I found these, and I thought these were really pretty with the little white berry things, and I just added them in. And then I had some pine cones, so I'm just going to add some pine cones in there. Then I took some of this buffalo check ribbon, and I'm just measuring it to fit all the way around, and then I'm going to trim it off and then hot glue it. I'm just going to do hot glue in certain spots. I'm not doing the whole thing, and then just tacking it down. And after I get done doing that, I did make a bow for the front as well. I apparently didn't show it. And then I am going to also use some of these berry garland. I think I got these at Hobby Lobby, but you can get them at Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just going to kind of wrap that tree. I wanted a little more color. I like color. So anyway, so I added that, and I really love how this turned out. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well, and which one was your favorite today. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use one of these wood dowels. I believe I got this from Walmart. This Christmas tree cutout that I got last year from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use my Home Decor white wax by Folk Art and my Waverly chalk paint in the color Fern. This wood piece I got in a mystery box. I don't remember who I got it from. And then this adhesive wall tile piece that I got from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start out by taking the tree and I'm going to just trace it out on the front of my tile. And I didn't care if there was a little bit of ink because I am going to paint over that tile. So once I have this all traced out, then I am just going to cut it all out and then I'm going to remove the back piece from that tile. After that, I am going to take my fern color chalk paint, which is just green, and I'm going to paint all around the front edge of my tree and on the sides, and then I'm going to use it also to paint the very back. Now the reason why I do this is just because I wanted to make sure that it blended well with the front of the tree. So here I'm just using some E6000 all over the middle of my tree and then my hot glue. Now if you recreate this, be very careful. The hot glue does not melt that plastic, but it is very hot when you touch it. So right there you can see it was kind of hot, so I was doing removing my hand quickly. So then I just took the rest of my fern paint and I'm just going to paint that whole tree with that color. And after that, I'm going to take my white wax and I am just going to go over with I have a little chip brush that I got from Plaid online. And I am just going to go over the raised areas. It does get on some of the non-raised areas, but it looks great. Now, if you don't have any of these chippy brushes, you could also use like a sponge brush, but use like the side and just gently go over. I've seen people do that as well. But you guys, I absolutely love the way this came out. I saw on Pinterest a snowman, and then right after I saw that, like a couple days later, I saw Sammy create the same thing, as well as some trees, and I just loved it, and I wanted to recreate it myself. Here I'm just painting that dowel with green, and then I'm going to use hot glue to put it on there, and then I'm going to run hot glue along each side of that. I keep thinking of what else can I use these wall tiles on, because I just absolutely love the way this looks with the paint and the wax. It's just beautiful. Then after that, I'm taking my wood piece and my husband's drill and I am drilling a hole. Now he gave me a drill bit that was the same size as the dowel, but it ends up being a little too big. So if you have a drill or do this part, you might want to have your drill bit be just a little bit smaller. So after that, I am just going to use my super glue and my accelerant to hold that tree in place. I do have that accelerant in my Amazon store if you're interested in it, but you just put in your super glue, spray it, and wait about 7 to 10 seconds and it's set. So then I'm just going to take this twine and wrap it around my hand about 10 times, and I'm just making a bow, and I'm just going to scrunch it up in the middle, and then I'm going to take my ends and just wrap around the middle of my bow and tie a knot. Super, super easy. And then I'm going to leave the tails hanging on this bow, but if you would rather not have a tail, you can always cut them off. After that, I decided it needed something a little more rustic. Plus, I wanted to cover up the rough edges from the tile, and I'm just hot gluing some, twine all along the side of my tree there. And then after that, I am done and absolutely adore this. I love this so much. I keep thinking, what else can I make with those wall tiles? Because this is just so cute. You have to let me know what you think about this one in the comment box. Here's DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I'm going to use some half beads that I got from Amazon. I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color celery and my antique wax, this peace sign from Dollar Tree, some scrap paper that I have from, oh, you know what? I was thinking Hobby Lobby, but I think it came out from a book that I have of paper. I'm not sure. I'll have to look. And then some of these wood planks from Dollar Tree. So I started off by removing all those hangers, and then I'm just laying all of these out on top of each other like you see, and I'm just making sure they're all even. Then I'm taking some jumbo craft sticks, and I'm going to use my wood glue and hot glue, and I'm just laying these all on each seam to connect them together. And this will now be the back side of my sign. And I'm just going to do that through each one, and I'm making sure, because you can tell they're barely going over the edges, but I'm just making sure that they're all going over the top and bottom edges there. And after I have this all glued, sorry, I put so much of this in there. This is probably boring, but hey, we're done. I'm going to use my antique wax. Look what I did. Oh my goodness. I made such a mess. I couldn't believe if my bottle hit the side of my board and just went all over my table. Anyways, once I had that with my antique wax all over the sign, I'm taking my celery chalk paint and I'm painting these beads. Now, I love using this tape method. I just put out some painter's tape, put all my beads on top, and then I just go around and paint them all. And then usually I can get all the way around the edge and don't need to do any more painting. So then I cut down this scrapbook paper to fit, and I'm making sure that the seam is not through the letters, but through a solid part of the back. And that I'm just hot gluing it right in, because I know you're not going to see the back. So after I have this all hot glued like you see, there we go. I am going to put it on the front of my sign, and I decided to use a pencil to kind of trace where I want it to lay. And then I'm going to use my wood glue and my hot glue. Now, if you're wondering why I do both, the wood glue is for a permanent hold. The hot glue is for immediate hold. So that way I can continue on with my project and not have to wait for 24 hours. And then I'm just laying that right in place here. And then I took my decal, which I'm sorry, I didn't show that at the beginning. I forgot to create it before I started showing you my projects or my items. So here I'm just burnishing it onto the right side of my peace sign. And it says on earth, goodwill towards men. And then I'm taking my little half beads that I painted, and I am just hot gluing them right on down the sides of that peace sign. And after I had those all on, I'm just taking my bows here. I'm making a double bow again. And this green ribbon I got last year at Hobby Lobby for our tree. It's absolutely beautiful. And then this plaid ribbon, I honestly don't know where I got it. It doesn't have any kind of label on it. So I think it might have come from Walmart at like Christmas time, but I'm not positive. So here I'm just dovetailing the ends, and then I'm going to take these. Oh my goodness, you guys, I got these last year at Family Dollar. I hope they have more this year because I loved these. I kept going back and buying more. And they're a lighter color, but I love the way they feel. They're not prickly, they're soft, and I just think they're beautiful. So I'm just going to add the bow right over the top of where I place those. I'm going to add a few of those berries. And then I thought, it just needs a little something more. So I add a hanger. Just joking, guys. I'll get to what I added here after I show you my adding the hanger. So I'm just adding a small hanger. I thought about adding maybe some of that ribbon as a hanger, the black ribbon to match, but I just ended up going with a small hanger. So here, this is where I thought it needed something more. So I took some of this berry garland, and I'm just hot gluing this all the way around that peace sign. And I just think that it kind of helped break up some of that brown color. and add a little more dimension to it, and I love the way this came out. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one as well, and which one was your favorite today. And remember, if you recreate any of these, send me a picture. I'd love to see it and showcase it for you. A little bit of sweet Oliver time.
Doggy? Where's the big doggy? Is there a big doggy outside? Oh, big doggy. Big doggy went for a walk. Yeah, went for a walk. Do you like going for walks? You want to go for a walk? Oh, it's too hot to go for a walk.
Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use these buffalo check half beads that I got from Amazon. This window cling that I got last year from Walmart, I don't know if they have that one this year. I know they have one similar. And then these 14-inch wood rounds from Hobby Lobby and my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. So I'm going to start off by using my hot glue and wood glue to attach those 2 wood rounds together. Now the reason why I'm doing that is because they're kind of warped, and so this really helps keep their shape better. So after I have the rest of this hot glue put on here, I'm just gonna lay one on top of the other and then hold them down for a few seconds. And and I also like the thickness it gives. Then I painted it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. After that, I took my measuring tape here and my pencil, and I'm just marking off, I think it was like every 3 inches. And then I'm taking my measuring tape here and I am drawing lines across. Now I look at this from this angle and it's like, those are not very straight, but oh well, that's okay. That's supposed to be kind of farmhouse, right? And it's not perfect. So once I have my lines drawn all the way across, I take my thumb and I just go around and I just start smearing the lead into that. And this is just going to give it a shiplap look. After I was done with that, I took my window clings and I just trimmed all the extra plastic that's around the pictures. I'm just using my scissors to trim it all off. And I do this on the truck as well as the words. After that, I'm taking my Mod Podge and I put this all over the board. And then I already laid my truck down with the Mod Podge, and then I'm just going to lay the words down as well. And after I have them all laid and they are adhering, I take my Mod Podge and I'm going to go over the whole thing with that Mod Podge, and that just helps protect that window clean, makes it more perfect, and gives it all this even look. After that, I took my half beads and I'm just going to hot glue them all the way around this wood board. Now there's probably, I didn't count them, but they're the same size beads that I used on my previous DIY, the wood round one. So there's probably about 70 beads there. Then I took these ribbons. The first buffalo check one I got from Walmart, and then those 2 I got from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just doing my regular ribbon by making the awareness ribbon sign and scrunching it up in the middle, and then tying a knot or tying some jute string around it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the tree ribbon. Now I got this ribbon last year from Hobby Lobby, but they still have it this year, and I love this ribbon. I think it is so pretty. So I'm just going to add it to the top of my buffalo check ribbon here, and then tie it again with the rest of that jute string that was on there. And then I'm just going to dovetail the ends and fluff my bow. And once I have that done, I'm going to make a finger bow, and I'm going to hold it with my second finger and my thumb, wrap it around 2 times on both those fingers. Hopefully you're getting a better view. I kind of slowed down a little bit more when I did this. Then you take that piece of ribbon that you just cut off and put it underneath all of those ribbons between your 2 fingers, pull it up from the back, go around and over into where you just wrapped. If any of that makes sense, I hope. but it's slow enough now that you should be able to rewind it if you need to watch it. So here I'm just hot gluing this those bows on, and then I hot glued the finger bow on top of the other bows. And then after that, I took some of this ribbon. I got this from Hobby Lobby this summer. It was on clearance, and I just made a hanger out of it. And then I took some of these garland picks that I had from Dollar Tree last year, and I'm just hot gluing them behind my bows. And that is all there is for this wood round. I'm really loving wood rounds lately, you guys, and I love the way this came out. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one in the comment box below. Number 2. Oh, I love this one, you guys. Okay, so for this one, I'm taking these wood mason jars that I got from Woodpecker's Craft, and I'm taking my Waverly chalk paints in the color crimson and the color moss, and then my antique wax by Waverly as well. Then I'm going to use 3 pieces of this scrapbook paper that came from this paper pack I got last year from Hobby Lobby, but they still have it. I saw it there just the other day. And then some of these poster papers or poster stickers from Dollar Tree. So I went ahead and painted the backs and most of the front of those mason jars. And then I took this 10-inch chunky wood piece from Dollar Tree and painted that with the wax as well. Then I went with my paper and I am tracing each mason jar out and then cutting that paper out. And if you notice, I used the Waverly wax on the top part of each one of those jars as well. So after I have this all cut out, which I feel like I'm in slow motion there. Oh my goodness. I took my wood glue here and I'm just putting it all around the front of my jars, and then I'm just going to add the paper right onto it. I was making a mess there. And then after that, after they were all on, I took my little finger sander and I'm just going all the way around and sanding off the edges just like you see. After that, I just took off the letters that I wanted. I wanted to spell joy, so I just took off the J. I'm adding it to the first mason jar, and then I'm doing the same with the rest just to spell out joy. And oh, I love the way these look. It's just so cute and rustic. I love it. And then I'm just going to take some jute string and wrap it around the top of each one about 4 times. And then I'm going to add some embellishments, and I'll let you watch that while I do it. So I want to take this moment to welcome you if you are new here. I am so glad you are here, and if you like home decor on a budget, holiday decor, thrift flips, gift ideas, then I would invite you to hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family. I'd love to have you join, and then make sure you let me know in the comment box that you're new here. I love to get to know you guys. And if you hit that notification bell and set it for all, then YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a video. My normal upload times are Mondays at 5 Central, but I do like to participate sometimes during the week on different challenges and playlists. So if you hit that notification bell, YouTube should notify you when I upload a video. And then if you guys like today's video, make sure you hit that thumbs up and comment, because then that helps YouTube know that my content is liked and it will push it out for others to see. So here I got these little flowers from Hobby Lobby last year, but they have them again this year. I saw them again. And I'm just hot gluing them onto the top where the twine was. And then I'm taking some wood glue and hot glue and putting them on the bottom of my mason jars. And then I'm just going to glue them onto my chunky wood piece here. And after that, I took some of these little greenery pieces and pine cones, and I'm adding them in between the jars. Now these I got from Walmart, I think a couple of years ago. I can't remember if I found them last year or not. I'm hoping they have them again. I love these. If you see them, get them. I just love them. They're just fun little embellishments. But there it is. I love the way this turned out. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So on this DIY, I'm going to use this Chalk Couture transfer. It's brand new this year. It is called, I think it's called Hot Chocolate Bar. And it's huge. I love this one. And then I bought this, I think it's a 16 by 20 frame from Dollar Tree, their Dollar Tree Plus section for $3. I thought that was a pretty good price for that size. I'm going to use my Waverly wax, antique wax, and my crimson chalk paint. And then I'm going to use my chalk paste. I'm only going to use the bright white. I was going to use those browns, but I changed my mind. So I'm going to start off by removing the canvas from the frame, and I am just using a box cutter here and cutting in between the staples and the edge of the frame. And then I just take it and rip it apart, rip the excess off there, and then I just pull it all apart. I did have to cut in a few pieces where maybe my box cutter didn't cut as well. But once I had it all off, I stained it with my wax, and then I painted the canvas with my crimson color. And after it was dry, I am just going to fuzz my decal here now, or my transfer. I don't think I fuzzed it enough. I think I only fuzzed it a couple of times. I laid it here to see where I was going to place it. And I think I got sidetracked thinking of something else, but I should have fuzzed it a little bit more because it did pull up some of my paint, but that's okay. It was fixable. So once I got it on here, I'm just going over it with my chalk paste in the color bright white. Now, if you've never tried Chalk Couture or heard of Chalk Couture, it is an adhesive transfer stencil, and it has a silk screen in the middle, and that's what we use the chalk paste on, to go over that silk screen, and then we use that squeegee to kind of rub off the excess. And then if you're using this on a chalkboard, it is something, well, even on this, it could be washed off unless you put some kind of sealer over it. And so you can see here, I did half of my transfer there because it's so large. I don't want that paste to dry on the silk screen, because otherwise it will pull it up when you pull up that transfer. So that's why I pulled up the top part, and now I'm finishing with the bottom part. And this stuff, you guys, I love Chalk Couture. I became a designer before I even tried it out, and I don't regret becoming a designer because I absolutely love it. But after I have this all on here, as you can see, I'm struggling pulling it off. If I would have fuzzed it a little bit more, it would have came off a little easier. So I went and washed that, and then I came back. I added this as part of that transfer set as well, and I just added this to the bottom part. And then once it was all dry, I went through and I'm cutting off the parts of the canvas that wrapped around the frame. We don't need that, so I just cut it off. And here I'm putting it on. Now, I should have either tried stretching it a little bit more, maybe having my husband help me, or maybe try to iron it a little bit, because it still has a little bit of puckering. But I'm okay with that. But because I think I love the way it comes out. I think it looks great. But I just used my stapler here, and I just went through and stapled it all onto the back of my frame. Then I took 2 of these hot cocoa wood cutouts from Dollar Tree, and I put spackling over the little hanger hole there. And then I am using my apple barrel chocolate bar. I automatically think of Hershey's when I think of chocolate bars. Anyways, chocolate bar color, and I'm painting the cup with that color. And then I think I painted both sides, the front and the back. I don't remember. Maybe I didn't. But anyways, I'm going to use my puff paint here, and I'm just going to go over where that whipped cream cutout is, and I'm just doing I'm doing a little bit of pouncing up and down just to kind of give it that dimension of whipped cream. And I love the way this comes out. And then I have these little gingerbread man. I got these from Hobby Lobby recently, and I'm just hot gluing them in the front of the cups, and then I'm going to hot glue them to the front of my sign. And then I just took my white little metallic marker from Dollar Tree and just making some squiggly lines and some little dots on the cups just to kind of bring it to life. And that's all there was. Now, I did have my husband add a hanger. I forgot to do that, and I went to go take pictures. I went, oh, I forgot the hanger. So I did have him add an hanger on the back for me, but there it is. I absolutely love this and can't wait to put it up in my kitchen when I start decorating for Christmas. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Oh my goodness, I can't think. You know what I mean. Here's DIY number 2. Inspiration, that's the word I was looking for. Okay, I just found this at Dollar Tree. I thought it was adorable, but I'm not really into the tinsel. So I'm going to use some of this. This is blanket yarn that I had in my stash, and then some of this red yarn. I wish I had the thicker red yarn, but that's what I had. So I just went with what I had. So I started off by removing all that tinsel-y stuff, and the buttons and the smile and all that stuff came off really easy. So I just pulled them off of this tinsel and set them aside. And then here I'm just cutting off all those little notches. I was going to try to use them, but for me they were just cumbersome, and I decided to just cut it out. And so then I just started by wrapping my yarn around this I guess you could say wreath frame. And I'm just wrapping this all around the gingerbread man, just like you see me doing right here. And I'm just going to do the whole body, and then I'm going to color the hat. I'm going to do the white for the hat and the red for the hat. And I'll let you watch while I do that. But first of all, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda. I am so glad you joined me today. If you like what you see and you like home decor on a budget, holiday decor, thrift flips, gift ideas, then I would invite you to hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family. And then let me know in the comment box that you're new here. I'd love to get to know you. And if you hit that notification bell and set it to all, you'll be notified whenever I upload a video. My normal upload times are Mondays at 5 Central, but I do like to participate in different challenges throughout the week. So if you hit that notification bell, you'll be notified whenever that happens. And then again, you guys know the drill. If you like today's video, make sure you comment and give me that thumbs up. That way YouTube knows that you are interested in my content, and it will push it out there for others to see as well. And I would greatly appreciate it. And not only that, if you guys know someone who you think might enjoy this channel or this video, make sure you share it with them. Let them know. I don't know what's going on lately, but it just seems like my growth is just going really, really slow. So, yeah, so help me out if you can. So here I'm just re-adding the buttons and the smiley face. You guys, I really love the way this came out. I just think it is so adorable. So on the back of all these, of course, when I pulled it off, the glue that was stuck onto the tinsel, it, had some of the tinsel still stuck on the back. So I did have to kind of trim it all off before I hot glued all those pieces on. Then once they were done, I thought, okay, I'm going to hot glue some brown yarn around the ends of the edges of this, because I wanted to kind of have that brown cooked look, but it wasn't enough. So I took my antique wax and I'm just kind of brushing it along the side of my cookie, because you know how gingerbread men, they kind of get that dark crispy look on the edges, and that's what I wanted it to look like. Then I took one of these curlers that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to twist it down to look like a candy cane shape, and then I am just going to wrap it with some of this baker's twine. I got this last year, I believe, at Hobby Lobby, but you could use the kind that comes from Dollar Tree. If you had red and white striped ribbon, you could do that if you want to recreate this, or you could even paint it. I just wanted to do this, so I just did it really tight so you couldn't see the blue in between. And then when I got to the end, I just hot glued it. Now I only hot glued the ends. I didn't have to use any hot glue in the middle or anything. It just wrapped really nicely and stayed nice and tight. So that's what I just did right there. And I almost put my finger on the hot glue, which almost doesn't matter anymore because I burned myself so many times. I almost don't feel it. Anyways, I just hot glued that candy cane there. I made another one of these hot cocoa cups like I did on the previous DIY, and I am just going to hot glue it to the other cup. And then I took one of these little wooden snowflakes and I painted it white, and I'm going to hot glue it right onto that cup. And then I think I did my little squigglies on it with my white marker as well. Then I used a couple of tumbling tower blocks and glued them on the base, but that wasn't good enough to keep him standing. So I added one on the bottom of each one of those base, and it's still a little wobbly. So I think I'm gonna have to figure out how to put another one. I don't want to put it in the front, but I'm gonna have to do another one to keep it standing up firmly. But there it is. You guys, I love it. You have to let me know what you think about it as well. Oh, it's just adorable. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paints in the color Crimson and Snow White, some painter's tape, these little tea light candles I've had in my stash for a while, and then these 4x4 blocks. We found this wood on the side of the road. My husband picked them up, cut them down to the sizes of 10, 8, and 6 inches. Then we went outside and he used his drill bit here to make some small holes for those tea lights to go into. And then after that, Oliver, I had to show you, he's learned his new trick of sitting. He's being so good at doing that when I tell him. I'm so proud of him. Anyways, after that, I painted those bricks with my white, 2 of them white, and then I'm doing 1 red. And when I did the painting, I did really light coats because I wanted to have that rustic look. So that's why I did light coats. I did go a little heavier on the tops though, because my husband used a black Sharpie to mark where the center was and you could see it. Anyways, then I wrapped some tape around my tallest block in diagonal form, and then I'm just painting it with my red chalk paint there. After that, after it was all dry, I remove the painter's tape, and then I'm going to use some of these picks. Now I just got these at Hobby Lobby. I bought a candle ring, and I'm just taking it apart. I don't know if it's a candle ring or a mini wreath, but it was by the wreath. So anyways, then after that, I took one of these ornaments I got from Walmart last year, hot glued it to the middle of those little branches. Can't think of the name. And then put one of these bows from Dollar Tree in the front. And that's all there was for these. I absolutely love these. And you guys, I saw something similar this morning on Etsy. They're selling these for like 55 bucks. You guys, I paid maybe $1 with everything. Maybe. Okay, so for this DIY, I'm going to use this wood ornament sign from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use this red buffalo check. I think I got this from Dollar Tree, but I haven't seen it for a while. Some chalkboard paint from Dollar Tree, and then my Chalk Couture chalk paste in the color Candy Apple, Pesto, and Bright White. And then I'm going to use this. Now, I think this was last year's. I don't think this one is available this year. I haven't looked, but it's called Fala La Y'all. Fala La Y'all. Anyways, so I cut down the Noel part. I cut that out because I just wanted to use this part, and I'm going to fuzz it. So for those of you who are not familiar with Chalk Couture, these are adhesive stencils that have a silk screen in the middle, and the reason why we fuzz it is because we don't want it to be such a sticky fit that it will pull up paint or stretch the transfer when you pull it up. So right now I'm just using it to mark where I want to place the vinyl. So then I took my black chalkboard paint and painted inside of those lines because I want it to be black. And I figured if I put the vinyl down first, I would definitely get paint on my vinyl. So I decided to be best to paint it before I put down the vinyl. So once it was all painted, as you can see, I'm trying to go real careful along the line, but then I realized I'm going to cover it with my vinyl anyway. So I did paint around the sides too. So then I put my transfer back on, and I'm going to use my Candy Apple to go over the Noel sign, and then I'm using Pesto to go over the leaves, and the Bright White to go over the little dots and little stars that are on this sign. If you have never tried Chalk Couture and you're interested in it, we do have a monthly subscription club. It's called Club Couture, and it's $21.99 a month. You get an exclusive transfer. It's an 8x11 that you can't purchase. You get 3 coordinating chalk paste to match it. And on your first order, you do get a squeegee. And it is, like I said, $21.99 a month. You do have to sign up. If you do sign up, you do have to sign up for at least 3 months. But it is a great way to get your feet wet and try it. I became a designer before I ever tried this stuff. I absolutely love it. And but also if you want to do something more and want to become a designer like myself, you can just email me. I'd be happy to tell you about it. But as a designer, I do get 40% off of this stuff. So if you're wondering why I have so much of it, that's why, because I get a big discount. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't afford it either. I'd be on just the club. But anyways, if you have any questions about it or would like more information, you can go ahead and email me or comment me or message me on Facebook or Instagram. I'd be happy to talk to you about it, or check out my link in my description box for Chalk Couture. So once that was all dry and I washed my stencil or transfer, I am taking my vinyl here and tracing it out. I traced out the bottom and now I'm tracing out the top, and then I'm just going to cut it out and then place it right over that blank area and over the line of where the black is. After that, I am going to poke a hole because I covered the hanging hole. So I just poked a hole through the vinyl there. And then I'm going to take some of this braided, it's not really braided, it's, well, it kind of is. Anyway, it's a jute cord. I get it off of Amazon. I love this stuff. And I am just going to hot glue that right along where the paint and the vinyl meet. And I just love the way this looks. It just kind of frames it out and gives it that nice rustic look. Then I took that same cord and I'm going all the way around my sign with it, because I just feel like it gives it a real nice finished look when you do that. And then after I have that all done and trimmed off, I'm going to make a bow. I made a bow. I'm sorry I didn't show it. I just did the awareness ribbon out of burlap ribbon, and then out of the red and red buffalo check ribbon with snowflakes from Dollar Tree. They're both from Dollar Tree. I am adding some of the garland picks and frosted picks from Dollar Tree, as well as some berry garland stuff that I wrapped around. I just add them all together, put a jute tie, not a jute tie, a zip tie around it, and then I'm hot glued it all to the sign. And here I'm just covering my chalk paste with that Mod Podge and let it dry. That way it becomes permanent and sealed. And there it is. I love it. I think it is so pretty. I just love Chalk Couture. It looks so nice. You have to let me know what you think about this one in the comment box below. And here's DIY number 3. Okay, I love this one, guys. I don't know, you guys might think it's weird, but I just love the way this came out. I'm going to use 2 of these wood pieces. Now, I got these in a mystery box, and I don't remember who it was that sent it to me. I got some craft sticks there, my Waverly chalk paint in the color Crimson. These letters I got from Walmart just recently, and they're like $1.48 each, something like that. And then I have some paper from that paper pad that I got last year from Hobby Lobby. So I started off by painting a couple of those craft sticks and my letters with my red, and then I am just tracing out the J and the Y with some paper that looks like brown wood. And this paper also had some color on the side, so that's why I was doing the Y in the middle, because I didn't want it to have that color. I just wanted the wood look. Then I took my, this has a snowflake pattern, and I'm tracing out the O and going to cut that all out. And then I'm going to Mod Podge it using the method where I let the Mod Podge dry, and then once it's dry, add my paper, add some parchment paper, and use my heat press to reactivate the glue and get it to stick. If you're new here, I want to say welcome. I am so glad you joined us today. If you like home decor on a budget, holiday decor, thrift flips, gift ideas, then I would invite you to hit that subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family. Now, I get a notice, and I see that like 55% of you guys that watch my videos have not subscribed yet. So if you are one of them, please hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a penny, but it really does help me out, and I truly appreciate it. And then you guys make sure you give me that thumbs up and comment, because you all know that helps this girl out a big time. So after I had that all done, I took my finger sander and I am just going all the way around and sanding off the excess paper that was hanging over the edge. Then I'm taking my super glue here and I am going to put my super glue all around the bottom of my Y. And I'm going to glue that to that bottom wood piece. But I'm also going to use, because I don't want to sit there for hours waiting for it to completely set, this accelerant, and I will have a link to that in my description box. My husband actually used to get this all the time, and then he doesn't need anymore, so he lets me use it. But you just spray it on and you wait for about 7 to 10 seconds and it is a permanent hold that fast. And I love it. So then I'm going to do the same thing. I cut up some of that popsicle stick or craft stick that I painted red. And I'm going to use that. I'm putting it right over the Y because there wasn't going to be enough, very much contact between the O and the Y. So I wanted to give it more contact. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm using the glue and the accelerant to attach that craft stick, and then also to attach the O and the J. And it is that easy. I love this stuff. I know I don't use it very often. But when I want something that I know needs a stronger bond, this is what I will do. So after I had that done, I took another piece of that popsicle stick and I'm just putting it in between the O and the J just to give it some extra support there. I probably should have done the same between the O and the Y, but I wasn't sure how well that would fit, but I might go back and do that. Then I'm just going to add this last wood piece to the top of my J, just like you see, just like I did everything else. And then I took some of these little greenery pieces and pine cones from my bag that's almost empty, and I haven't found this at Walmart yet. I sure hope they come out with it. But I'm just adding it around the base of my Y and then just kind of in between the letters here and there. And I think I added a few little pickberries as well. And that's all there is for this candle holder. Now, I would not put a real candle on there, and just in case it comes apart. I don't think it will. But I just put one of my LED candles on top, and I love the way this came out. You'll have to let me know what you think about this as well. So for this DIY, I am going to use a decal that just says Merry Christmas that I created on my Cricut. And then I'm taking some of these leftover pieces of bamboo sticks that I had from a previous project that I did just recently. And I'm going to use one of these mini little wreaths from Hobby Lobby, this sign from Dollar Tree, and then my apple barrel Snow White paint and my crimson by Waverly. So I'm going to start off by removing this flower, and I didn't care if I ripped it. I really didn't think I would ever use it. It is just foam, so foam and felt, I think. So I'm using my little Cricut tool. I did end up using my heat gun because it was just kind of hard to pull up. And then once I got that up, I just kind of sanded down those areas to make it smooth. I should have sanded down the Happiness Is You a little bit more, but that's okay. I just had to use extra paint. So I painted it all with my red there. And once it was dry, I am taking these sticks, and I took some and I cut them down to fit the top, and I made the edges angled. And then I cut two littler pieces too. And I'm going to add them on the very end. But here I think I cut one of those pieces too short, so I'm just making a new one here. And you'll see that's how you use a miter shear. If you don't have any, I would invest in them because I love them. They work out great for things like this. So that's what I do here. I make two longer pieces and two smaller pieces for the roof. And I'm just cutting that one to make it fit the right size. And then I had another piece that I cut down to go along the top straight part there. And now I'm just cutting some pieces to make a doorway. And after that, I took another piece and I'm cutting it down the middle of it because I wanted the piece that goes inside the doorway to be thinner. And then I'm just trimming them down and doing the edge as well. I'm trying to think, angling the edge. That's what I'm looking for. And then I painted them all white. And then I am hot gluing. So here I am hot gluing the parts that go onto the top of the roof. Then I'm adding these little pieces here, just like that. And I'm hoping they stay and don't break off because it's just a little bit of it being glued on. Anyways. And then I took this longer piece. I'm using my wood glue and hot glue, and I'm just putting that right towards the top of our barn here. Then after that, I am just using wood glue and hot glue to put our door together. And then once I had that done, I'm just adding the middle pieces here, and I'm just going to use, I think I just use hot glue on them. And then the second piece that I put on here, I will cut in half. I'm just trying to get the right measurements, and then I'm going to cut it, and then I will just put one piece on the top part of that X and the other one on the bottom, and I angled the ends as well, just the top and the bottom end. Then after I had them all glued on, I took this little wreath and I cut off the hanger, and I'm just going to hot glue it right on top of my barn. And then I'm going to take my decal and I'm just going to put it on. Did you see that? I almost put it to where the S would have been off the barn. That would not have been good. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I'm so glad I caught that before I laid it down. There it is. I love it. You'll have to let me know what you think about this, but it was, other than cutting down all that wood, it was really simple, but I really love this. I love how it looks. Maybe I should have sprayed some spray snow on it. That would have made it really cute too. So here's DIY number 4. So for this DIY, I'm going to use these wood pieces that I believe I got these from Dollar Tree. And then I got those poinsettias from Hobby Lobby last year. This I got at a garage sale, but you can get those at Dollar Tree. And then I'm using my crimson and my ink by chalk paint by Waverly. Oh my goodness. And my buffalo check vinyl from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start off by painting all around the edge of this little plaque here. I'm not painting the middle. I put a little bit of paint on the edges of the middle just in case I cut my buffalo check wrong. It blends a little bit better, but I didn't. It worked out great. But anyways, after that, I painted the J and the Y with with my ink color, my black color. Then I took some of this vinyl and cut it down to fit in the middle, and I'm putting it on there. And yes, I know the colors reds are a little bit different, but that's okay. I'm going to do something to kind of help with that. So I took my white metallic paint pen from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going around the Y and the J and making stitch marks. And then after I do that, I'm going to hot glue them in place. And the nice thing about the buffalo check is it kind of has lines, so it helps you put those letters on even. Then I took a red poinsettia and put it in the middle, but I do change this out in a minute. Then I was trying to figure out what to put around around this, and I was looking at some stuff, and my husband, for those of you who don't know, he loves blingy, glitzy stuff, and he wanted me to put something like that on here. I'm like, no. So I found this. I'm like, what about this? And I wrapped it around, showed him, and he's like, oh, I love it. So because he loved it so much, I had to go with it. I liked it too, but it just cracked me up, his response. But anyways, this is just yarn that I got it was in my stash from some stockings that I made, but I did get it from Hobby Lobby. So I decided, since I used that white, I needed to change out my poinsettia. So I went ahead and changed it out for one of the white ones. And then I took some more twine and just made another bow like I did before. And this time I didn't cut off the legs. I just trimmed them down a little bit. And then here I'm just adding some tumbling tower blocks. I ended up having to use 4. I added 2 onto the back and then 2 more on top of that just to get it to balance right. And there it is. I love it. I think it's really cute. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use 2 of these plastic champagne cups that I got from Dollar Tree in the party section. They come in a package of 2. These candied dishes, I've been looking for them for over a year, and I found them when I was in Oregon earlier this year. If you can't find those, because I haven't seen them since, you can always use something like this, any kind of container that has a lid. Or if you have like a bowl, you can use one of these little plastic bowls from Dollar Tree to use as a lid as well. So I'm going to also use my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. So I'm going to start off by painting those items with my black. Now I'm just painting the lid, not the whole bowl. Then I took them outside and I sprayed them with my spray snow. But I have to tell you guys, I'm using E6000 here. It was spraying really nicely, and then all of a sudden it started squirting. And so on the cups themselves, it looks a little funky. That's because it kept squirting and not spraying, and I was getting so frustrated. But anyways, I just used my E6000 there to connect the candy dish to the bottom part of those cups. And now I got these little picks from Walmart just recently. I trimmed off that little bottom part, and I am just using a zip tie to connect them onto my, what's going to be my lantern here. Now, I had seen these on Pinterest. I saw them a couple of years ago and then again last year, and I really loved them and thought they were so cute and wanted to make them. And like I said, I've been looking for these candy jars forever. And when I saw them when I was in Oregon, I had to pick them up and get them. I was so excited about them. But then I started thinking, well, you guys might not be able to find them because I haven't been able to see them. I look, every time I go to Dollar Tree, I look in the party section to see if there's any. And I haven't seen any. So that's why I gave you those suggestions at the beginning of what else you can use. I took some more of that another pick, and I added them to kind of cover the little bottom part of that pick. And then I'm just making some bows, doing the awareness ribbon, scrunching it up. I'm using a little twist tie here, and I'm going to just tie it real quickly, and then I'm going to make another bow doing the same method, and then I'm going to use the rest of that zip tie to connect the 2 bows together, and then I wrap that twist tie to the back, and I use the back of that I keep saying that, twist tie to connect to the lantern there. Then I took some of these berries off of one of the picks, and I hot glued it right in the middle of that bow, and that's all it was. I added a couple little tea lights, and look how adorable they are. I absolutely love these. You'll have to let me know what you think about these in the comment box below. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. I was going to use this glitter paint, but I ended up not using it. I'm going to use this bag, this beautiful bag I got from Walmart. You guys, this bag was gorgeous. The minute I saw it, I was like, I have to do something with that. So I got that. And then I got this this spring at a wreath store by Habitat for Humanity. I paid $3 for it. So I started off by using my heat gun to release all of that nasty looking stuff that was on the corner. And I had to use my little Cricut tool there too to scrape it off. It came off fairly easily. And then after I had that all off, I took my little sander here and I just went around and just kind of sanded all the way around it. I don't know if it had a varnish on there or what, but it was a little slick, so I wanted my painted here. So then I just painted it with my ink color, and there it is. And then I took the bag and I'm trying to cut right along the folding lines of that bag. Now, the nice thing about this bag is this side has some shiny to it. The other side doesn't, but you could definitely use both sides to make pictures with. So after I had it all done, I kind of laid it to make sure it was going to look right. And then I just put it on the back of this frame, and I'm just going to use my hot glue and go all the way around and gluing it to the frame. Now, if you can see, I did use that silver on the back because I wanted to see if I liked the way it looked, but there was, for some reason, it was looking blue, and I did not like that at all. So that's why I didn't do the front. After that, I took some of the bag, cut off a little pieces of the corner, and added it to the back of where the holes were, where the handle came off of. So that way it was less noticeable. Then I took one of these garland ties from Dollar Tree, and I'm just kind of giving it a little haircut, cutting it down so it doesn't look so bushy. And I'll tell you what, it sure makes a mess when you do that. But then I just made a circle wreath with it, and just kind of tied the ends together. And then that berry pick I got from Walmart, and I was just cutting off some of the smaller berries, and then I'm going to hot glue them all around, just on the bottom and the sides of the wreath, because I'm going to put a bow on the top of them. After that is all done, I'm going to take some buffalo check ribbon. I got this from Dollar Tree earlier this year, and I'm just making two regular not finger bows, just shoestring bows, just like you would when you tie a shoe. And then I'm just going to dovetail the ends, and once I have those dovetailed, I'm going to hot glue them onto each of those wreaths at the top there. And after that, I think I'm just gonna, I took one of these Merry Christmas wood pieces from Dollar Tree. I painted it with my crimson red color by Waverly. And then I'm going to hot glue it right on the top of my picture here. And then I'm going to hot glue those wreaths, one on each corner of my picture frame. And I love the way this turned out. It is gorgeous, but I love the black and red and white colors together. That's one of my favorite color combinations. So for me, this and that's probably why I liked that bag too. But I just love this. You'll have to let me know what you think about this. Do you like red and black together? I sure do. Anyways, let me know in the comment box below. Okay, I'm inviting you to come follow me on any of my social media accounts. I usually post a little bit more back behind the scenes, but you can find the links in my description box below. Here's DIY number 2. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use these two vases I got from Dollar Tree. And then these two glass little vases, they were part of the nautical line from this spring. And then I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, and then some buffalo check ribbon. So I did start off by cleaning those the bottom smaller vases with alcohol, and then painted them with my ink. I did do a couple of layers, and then I am going to cover it with Mod Podge to help protect those layers. Then I'm going to use my E6000 and hot glue to adhere those glass vases to this small one. Now, if you can't find these small vases, you can use a lot of different things. I've seen this with some of the glass mugs that have the handle. They kind of look like a mason jar with a handle. I've also seen them with the little like potpourri tea light candle holder I've seen people use. So just, play around with vases to see how it looks, because I'm going for that old time oil lantern kind of look. So I took this pick off of a candle ring that I bought from Hobby Lobby recently. I bought it just so that I could use these little greenery picks. But I just cutting them in half, and I decided I wanted to add them to this lantern other than just the ribbon that I had there. So I'm just going to hot glue that right in the middle of my lantern here. And then after that, I'm going to add the bow and some berries there. If you're new here, I want to welcome you to my channel. I am so glad you stopped by today. And if you like this video and you like home decor on a budget, holiday decor, thrift flips, gift ideas, then I invite you to hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family. I would really appreciate and love to have you join. If you hit that notification bell as well. Then you will be notified whenever I upload a video, which my normal upload times are Mondays at 5 p.m. Central. And, but I do like to have participate in different challenges throughout the week. So that way, if you hit that notification bell, you'll be notified whenever that happens. And then again, you know, the drill, everyone. If you like today's video, make sure you give me that thumbs up and comment and share this video for others that you know might enjoy it as well. Okay, here is the final reveal. It was so easy. I just put some tea light candles in there. You could even use regular candles if you had them. But I love the way these came out. You have to let me know what you think as well. Here's DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I'm going to use this transfer from Chalk Couture. It's called Holiday Cardinal. And this black canvas I got from Dollar Tree. Hello, you can see me there. Good thing I had my hair done that day and makeup on. And then I'm using my chalk paste in the color Rust, Candy Apple, Bark, and Pesto. Now, if you're not familiar with Chalk Couture, it is an adhesive transfer that has a silk screen for the transfer part, I guess you could say. And we always want to, when we use a transfer the first time, we want to fuzz it. So I'm just fuzzing it a few times so that way it's not so hard to pull off. Because if you don't do that, sometimes it can stick so well that you can stretch out your transfer, or it will pull up paint if you have a painted surface. So here I am just putting it on this black canvas that I got at Dollar Tree. And as soon as I have this where I want it, I am going to use some tape because there's some little markers on there that there's a piece that you can use to for the face. I didn't need it because my background was black, but that's what those markers are for, so you know where to put it or how to lay it. So I'm just covering the beak with my Rust color, and then I'm going to take my Candy Apple and I'm going to cover my Cardinal with this Candy Apple. And you guys, when they came out with this transfer, I know I've said this before, I am so into Cardinals right now, and I just fell in love with this. I knew I had to have this. The minute I saw it was out, I had to grab it because, again, I have some beautiful Cardinal napkins I'm going to do something with soon, but I just love this. And if you have never tried Chalk Couture, it is absolutely one of my favorite things to use. It is so easy and it always makes things look so high end. But I do have a link in my description box that you can check out my site. We do have what's called Club Couture that if you subscribe, you will get an exclusive 8x11 transfer that you cannot buy. It only goes to those that have subscribed to the club. And you get that and 3 coordinating paste, single paste every month for $21.99. If you do sign up, you do have to sign up for at least 3 months before you can cancel that. But it's a great way to get started and try this out to see if it's something you like. We also have try it kits that you can try. And, you know, if you just want to try, one transfer, and you can always order online just one transfer and some single paste and, give it a try too. But if you have any questions, you can always let me know in the comment box or email me. I'd be happy to answer it, or just check out my page. So after I had that all done, I took some of this ribbon. I got this at Dollar Tree or Walmart. And of course, it has cardinals. So I had to get it because I was like, oh, I love cardinals. So I bought this ribbon and I knew I wanted to use it with this transfer. So I just made a bow by doing the awareness ribbon and scrunching it up in the middle. And then I'm using some jute twine to go around the middle and scrunch it up. Then I'm going to make a second bow with some of this buffalo check ribbon. I think I got this ribbon also at Walmart. And I'm just doing the same thing, doing the awareness ribbon and scrunching it up. And then I'm just using the rest of that twine to tie a knot around it as well to keep it all in place. Then I'm just going to fluff it and dovetail the ends. I think I did like a triple knot on this, but for some reason it felt like it was kind of moving, so I didn't want it to come loose. So here I'm just going to dovetail the ends, and then I'm going to add it to my picture. And I love the way this came out. It is just gorgeous. Yeah, you'll have to let me know what you think about this as well. And I decided, okay, I'm going to take some more of that greenery pick from before and add it to the top just to kind of blend in with the picture, and then added my bow here. Then I'm going to take a big berry from that bushel of berries that I got from Walmart, and I hot glued it on the bow. Then I decided to take some puff paint and add it to the greenery here. I wanted it to look like it had snow on it, and I just really think it took this up a notch. Now I am going to cover it with some Mod Podge to protect that chalk so it doesn't come off, but I wanted to make sure that my puff paint was nice and dry before I did that. And there it is. You can hang it up. I didn't put a hanger on the back, but you can hang it up with the edge of it. And okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use this new beaded wreath that I just recently found and got at Dollar Tree. This 14-inch wood round from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use my new Chalk Couture Christmas transfer. I believe this is called Stripes and Joy. And Stripes and Joy. And then I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. Now, I don't know if this is a new color or if they just renamed their white. But they didn't have white, they just had this. And then my Chalk Couture chalk paste in the color Candy Apple and Storm. So I'm going to start off by painting my wood round with that Waverly chalk paint. Then I'm going to fuzz my transfer. Since it is adhesive, you want to make sure you fuzz it before you use it the first time, so that way it doesn't stick to your surface and pull up the paint or stretch the transfer. Then I'm going over the lines with my Storm. Now, if you see me using that dish, it's because my Storm is getting super thick, so I wanted to add some water to it, but I didn't want to add it to the jar, so I put some in my little plate there and added some water. And sorry if you hear Oliver. I am right now lifting the part that I've done. That way it doesn't stick to my transfer, and then I will go over the rest of this. Now, if you've never tried Chalk Couture before, I am a designer, and I have a link in my description box. You can check out my site if you'd like. And if you would like to check out our Club Couture, that's a monthly club where you get an exclusive 8x11 transfer for $21.99 a month, plus 3 coordinating chalk pastes, and your first order you get a squeegee to go with it. These transfers that you get are exclusive only to Chalk Couture members or the club members, so you can't buy it, and they really do come out with some really cool transfers. In fact, I can't wait for November's to come. As you can see, I just finished the lines there. But if you're interested in all, go ahead and check out my page, or you can always send me a message. I'd be happy to answer any questions for you. On the Club Couture, you do have to, if you sign up, you do have to do it for at least 3 months, just so you know. Okay, so there I just used my Candy Apple on the Joy part of my stencil. And then I took this beaded wreath, and I'm using my Waverly chalk paint in the color Elephant. And then once it was dry, I taking some super glue gel, and I'm going to go around most of the beads there, and then I'm going to use hot glue on the bottom and the top part. And because I want the permanent hold and I want the immediate hold. And then once I have this on there, I will flip it over and put it on my wood round. But when you flip it over, you got to make sure that all those beads don't move on you and that they're all hitting the board. Once I was done with that, I took this ribbon. I just recently got this burlap ribbon at Walmart, and I'm just making a bow by doing the awareness ribbon and scrunching it up. I'm going to make a second bow with this ribbon. Now, I know I've said in past videos that I got this at Walmart. I actually got it at Hobby Lobby. I love this ribbon. I think it's so pretty. I think I need to get more because I keep using it. But I'm just connecting those two with some jute string here. And then I'm just going to fluff my bows. And I'm going to dovetail the ends by folding them in half and cutting at an angle, just like you see me doing right there. And then after that, I am going to get some greenery, and I got a garland pick from Dollar Tree. And these berries are from Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just wrapping them with that frosted greenery that comes from Dollar Tree as well. I just wrapped the greenery picks around. I put the garland pick in half, but not perfectly in half. I wanted one end longer than the other. And then I wrapped everything with it just to kind of make it look fuller and not as long, because I didn't want it as long. And I thought, why cut it? Just make it, fold it in half, and that way it looks fuller. So as you can see, I used a zip tie to connect those pieces, and then hot glued it to my board, and then hot glued the bow in front of it. And now I'm just making a hanger with the rest of that ribbon, and there it is. I love how this turned out. You have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. Okay, so for this DIY, I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. I am going to use this candle holder from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use this little domino piece from Dollar Tree. What do they call this? Finial top or something? I got that, I think, from Hobby Lobby. These are Christmas cards I got from Dollar Tree. And then this wood plaque from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start off by painting all of those white. And then I took my card here, cut the back piece off, and now I'm going to go along the edge of this plaque, and I'm tracing it out with my pencil. This way I know where I'm supposed to cut. And then once I had this all traced, I was just going over it again, making sure I got it. I am going to use my Mod Podge. I cut it out, of course, and then I'm going to use my Mod Podge here, and I'm going to put it all over the front of that plaque and set it aside to dry. Once it was dry, I put my picture on here, and I'm using my parchment paper and my heat press, and I'm just heating up that glue so that it sets and sticks to the card. I hope that makes sense. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I'm still tired. I'm going to use my Mod Podge here to go over it, let it dry, and then I did the same steps with covering it with the parchment paper and using my heat press to go over it again. And there it is. And then after that, I'm taking some E6000 and I went over that candlestick, adding just a few drops of hot glue, and then I added that domino piece right on top here. After that, I'm going to use that E6000, a little bit of hot glue as well, and put it on the bottom of my plaque, and then attach that right on top of that domino piece. And then after that, I am going to add a little hot glue and E6000 to that, whatever it is, finial cap. I'm not sure if that's what that is or not. I don't know what they call that. Anyways, I'm going to I took another piece of the garland ties from Dollar Tree, and added some more of the berries to it. And then I just put it around the front, and I'm just twisting the ends together, getting it nice and tight around the front and twisting it together there. And then that's all there is for that part of it. And then I'm going to take a bow. I made another bow with that ribbon that I absolutely love. Hot glued it to the top, added another finger bow with the twine. And then I'm going to take some of these little pine cones and the little greenery pieces that comes from Walmart. Hopefully they have them this year again, because I'm running out. I've been using them like crazy. And I'm going to hot glue them to the base of that candlestick. And that's all there is for this one. It's super easy, but so adorable. I love that Christmas card. I just thought it would be a perfect thing to use for DIYing. And you have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use 2 of these little presents that I got from Dollar Tree last year. This ribbon I also got from Dollar Tree last year. And this jute cord that I have from Walmart. And then some of my table scatter that I got last year from Walmart as well. So I'm going to start off by removing all those little Merry Christmas signs, tags, whatever you want to call them. And then after I had them all removed, I started removing all of that nasty tinsel. And yeah, this took a few minutes because it does get tangled up a little bit. They have little notches on the little box thing that it's hooked up to. So after I had it all done, I took my hot gun and my twine there, and I am going to hot glue it. Now I realized after I hot glued it, I should cut off all of those little pieces that stuck out. I didn't want to have to deal with wrapping it around those pieces. I just wanted to be able to wrap around this square. So I'm just using some hot glue as I wrap that first layer just around the, I'm going around the top and bottom part of the box. So I'm just going to add the hot glue on the ends, and then I'm just going to start wrapping without hot glue. And then when I get to the end, I will add more hot glue just to keep it in place. And then once I got that part all full, I went the opposite direction. You can see I'm just going to hot glue this one last piece, and then I'm going to start going the opposite direction and start wrapping it that way. And there I go. And again, it's just the hot glue at the beginning when I first start. And then I just wrap and wrap and wrap until I come to an end. And I didn't realize I showed you all of this. I'm showing right here, I did hot glue in between them and just kind of push the two pieces of twine together. That way you didn't see the part of the plastic box sticking out. So after I was all done with that, I do, well, I'm going to hot glue the very end there. And then I'm going to take my lighter and very carefully, I'm doing small sections. So if you do this, you want to be careful not to do too much because, you know, I was worried it all catching on fire. So I just tried to do smaller sections and just do it a little bit at a time. Then I am taking this ribbon and I'm just going to wrap it around from top to bottom, hot glue the bottom part and together just like you see, and then trim it off, and then I'm going to go the other direction just like you would on a present, and then I'm going to wrap it this other way. Now my kitchen is normally done in gingerbread men, and I was really seriously going to do gingerbread tiered tray decor for this, but I don't know what it was. I just was not feeling it, and I was scrolling through Pinterest trying to figure out what do I want to do, and I just kept feeling a rustic vibe, and so this is going to be all rustic tier tray. So here I am using the pine cones and the little green pieces that come out of that table scatter, and then this bag of table scatter had like little red frosted berries, so I'm going to use them as well. Now if you can't find this, you can always use, you know, Hobby Lobby and Dollar Tree do have little mini pine cones usually, so you can just kind of find what works for you, and they have some frosted berries and stuff. You know, you can use anything from a pick, whatever that you can find if you want to recreate this to make it look a little more rustic. And that's all I did to them. Super easy, didn't take very long, and I love them. I just think they are so pretty and rustic. Exactly what I was feeling. As well. And here's DIY number 5. You guys, these are all really easy. And this one, you guys, I bought this sled last year when it was $1, so I paid maybe $1.50 to put this all together. So I'm going to use my Snow White by Waverly and my antique wax, and then I just got that little decal from Cricut Design Space. I'm going to start off by removing the hanger, and then I am going to paint this sled. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, you guys. I thought for sure that was edited out. My sister came over and was visiting with us while I was editing. That's the problem. Okay, so I painted it white. I painted the bottom part red. I should have painted the red handlebar. I should have painted that white as well, and antique wax, but I painted it red. But anyways, after I did the white, I added the wax. I'm just adding it on because I want it to have that wood look. And then I took that antique wax, my brush with the antique wax, and I'm just going all around the red. It just mutes the color, kind of makes it look a little dirty. You know, I mean, if you're around a real sled, it's going to look a little dirty. So anyways, and then I'm going to add my decal to the front once it was all dry. You guys, I love this. Even though the handles or red. I still love the way this turned out. And then after that, I replaced the hanger. I just put the hanger right back in place like it was. This way, if you want to use it as an ornament, you can, or you can just lay it on your tier tray. And you know, tier trays in real life usually have rope on it for you to pull. So I'm going to add some greenery here. This is just a garland pick from Dollar Tree. I cut it in half. I'm hot gluing it to the handle part. And then I'm going to hot glue another one of those pine cones and a couple of those berries. And that's all there is for this one as well. It is, I love this. You guys, I don't know, but I love this. I hope you do too. Yeah, like I said, this was just hitting that rustic bone of mine, and I absolutely love it. You have to let me know what you think about this one. And there is the final picture of it. Yeah, it's so cute. But anyways, you have to let me know which one was your favorite one today. The final reveal is coming right up. But again, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button before you go. And this one, I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paints in the color Elephant and Mineral and Snow White. And then I'm going to use this transfer that comes from this book of transfers from IOD. I love these. They're beautiful. Oh my goodness. And then I'm going to use this ornament sign from Dollar Tree. So I start off by removing that little metal piece from the top. It's really easy. It comes off pretty easy. I barely had to have my heat gun on it. Then I painted the back side with my Snow White. After that, after it was all dry, I took my Elephant and Mineral, and I am just taking 2 small brushes and making some lines. And yes, I know it doesn't look good from here. It looks kind of funky, but that's okay because I wanted it to be smeared. So I'm just doing the dark color, and then I'm doing the lighter color over it. And then I'm going to take a baby wipe, and I am just going to start smearing it in place. Now, if you do this, you want to do it kind of lightly because you don't want to wipe off the paint. I'm just smearing it because I wanted to have some darker lines in there, but I wanted those colors blended and just kind of mixed all around. And then you can see some of those lines, but it's not real strong, I guess you can say. But I love the way this came out. So once I had it the way I like it, then I am going to take my transfer here, remove that backing, and I'm going to lay it in place. And then I took this stick, it comes with this stick, and I start rubbing it. I used the stick for a little bit, but after a while I was like, I'm not enjoying the stick. So I grabbed my burnishing tool from Cricut, I don't know if it's the Cricut one or the Dollar Tree one, but I just start using that instead. And it didn't take very long to rub. I just kept rubbing and making sure that I was rubbing it all well. And then I start peeling. Now, if you're not familiar with transfers like this, you just start peeling. And if you see some of it coming up, you just lay your plastic piece back down and rub some more, and then it will come off. So that I had to do that a couple of times. I was because this has so much detail, it's easy to miss. So I was just kind of going around and hitting some spaces I thought I might have missed, and then just continue pulling up that protective piece. And then of course, if I see anything coming up, I would just rub it some more, and then there it is. Oh, it's just beautiful. And I just took some Mod Podge and went all over it just to protect it, and then set it aside to dry. And while that was drying, I'm going to take the metal piece, and I painted it with the mineral color. And then I'm taking my elephant, and I'm a really small brush, and I'm just going in between the lines there. And then I'm going to actually use some of that elephant to go make some little marks on the raised areas. Just because I wanted it to have, as you can see, I'm using a baby wipe here. I'm just kind of smearing it, but I wanted it to have, I don't know, a little more of a, I don't know. All I know is I just wanted it to have more of a blending look. So that's why I put some of that paint on this up raised areas, and then took my baby wipe and smeared it until I had it the way I liked it. Then I used my Fix-All glue from Dollar Tree, and I'm just putting it all around the back, and then I'm add a little bit of hot glue, making sure those two don't touch each other, and then I will add it to my sign. Now be careful if you're adding hot glue to the metal because it does make it hot. So after I have that on there, then I went ahead and made a bow like I did on the first project. And then I took some of the garland ties from Dollar Tree, the frosted fern from Dollar Tree, these berry picks, it came from Walmart. And then I'm just going to use a zip tie and I'm going to connect all of those together. And as I was connecting them, I thought, oh, I should probably have my bow in here. So I am going to take my bow, and I was trying to hold everything in place while I put that bow in there. I needed a third hand for this. And then I'm just going to use my zip tie and connect it. Now I pushed the little knob on the zip tie right to the back. I wish I've had it up just a little bit because it would have made it easier for gluing in place. And there it is. Oh my goodness, I just love that. I have to use some more of those IODs. I just think they are beautiful. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. DIY number 3. Oh my goodness, you guys, I love this one. It's so cute. Okay, I'm gonna use some more of these peppermints that I got off of Amazon. I'll try and make sure they're in my Amazon store. Some Rick Rack from Walmart, and I believe I got this mason jar from Amazon, I believe. And then again, this ribbon from Walmart, and then my nutmeg brown paint. So I painted the bottom of the mason jar, and then I used my crimson red to do the top. That was kind of an afterthought. And then I decided, I drew out the face like I did with everything else with my pencil. And then I decided instead of markers, I was just going to use paint. So I'm using Snow White by Apple Barrel to do the eyes. And then I decided that I wanted to do the nose as a heart. So then I'm using Apple Barrel Apple Red for the heart. After that, I'm also going to use Apple Barrel Black and Deco Art Americana Sapphire Blue. So those are the colors that I'm using for the face here. And I don't want to bore you guys with showing all of this painting, but at the same time, if you're anything like me, I'm not a great painter, so it really helps me learn and understand when I'm watching someone else do it, like Sarah. So I thought, well, I'll just kind of keep this in here, speed it up a little, and let you see kind of how I did it. But I made a little tongue there, and then I colored in, I painted in around that black, so it looks like the mouth. And then here we're just doing the smile lines. And then just kind of touching up around the bottom part of the lips here just to kind of outline it a little bit more. And you guys, I am always amazed when I do stuff like this, and even watching like Sarah doing this stuff, at how these things just come to life with a little bit of paint. It's just always amazes me, you know. But I love the way this came out. I think it is so cute. There I was touching to make sure the paint was dry before I went in to add the rest of this. But I'm just going to color in the eyes with that black, and then of course use some of the blue in there as well. And I think I add a little bit of white on the top of the black too, I believe. Yeah, anyway, so I hope you're not bored. If you are, you can fast forward. But here I'm using my paint marker just to make the smaller detailed things on the eyes. And then I was just going to put a few white shadowing on the nose, but then I thought, I really love the way it looks. So I went ahead and did a whole outline of the nose with that white. Then just adding a little bit. I should have probably added a little bit of white in the middle of the tongue, but it is what it is. I'm still learning how to do all of this part too. So then I decided I was going to use some of those peppermints for the cheeks. So I did that. And then I took this Rick Rack and I hot glued it around my mason jar. And then I decided, I think I want it around the top too. So I went ahead and added some more around the top. Now this heat gun or the glue gun, I did not have to charge. It was already charged when I got it. And I got through most of this without having to recharge it, but it did not take very long. I'd say maybe 20 minutes to recharge it. So it's a great little glue gun. Then I just added some of these little snowflakes there and added a peppermint on the bow. As you can see, I made a bow, and oh my goodness, you guys, I made some holes to hang this, but I made the holes too close. And so it does kind of hang a little lopsided, not bad, but just a little. I might have to try and fix that. But this is my crocodile. If you've never seen one before, they're amazing. You just have to make sure you measure right, like since I didn't. Then I took some of these beads that I got. I got these beads from Beaded Garlands from Walmart. They have them. If you check them out, they have them again this year. They're like $5-6 for 12 feet, and it's such a great deal. So I usually buy some and have them on hand to make to use. And there it is. Oh my goodness, you guys, I love it. I just think it's adorable. Oh, you'll have to let me know what you think about this one as well. 4. Oh, so cute. So for this one, I'm going to use one of these pots that I get from Dollar Tree. And then one of these lids I actually got from Walmart. And then some rickrack and my paint as well, the same nutmeg brown. So I painted both the lid and the pot with that nutmeg brown, and then I went ahead with my black Sharpie and made the face. And here I'm using my Arteza paint markers to color in the nose and in the cheeks. And then I'm just going to do my outlining like I did before. Now I would have loved to have had a little bigger pot to do this. And you know what? I just realized I do have a bigger one, but it's buried in my closet. Anyways, but this would be really fun in a bigger pot too. You'd have more room to make more details, but it was a lot of fun to make. I love the way this came out. I love the little face. And again, this was inspired by something I saw on Pinterest. All of these were, and I will have links to those in my description box in case you want to check out those projects as well. So I'm just going to use some bric-a-brac all along the bottom of that pot and then all along the top part of the lid. Right here. And then after I do that, I'm going to take my E6000 and I'm going to use put most of this on the top here, or on most of the top. Then I just left a few small spots for some hot glue for the immediate hold. And then I'm going to add the top right to it. And then I took my paint marker and I'm just doing some 3 little dots in between each of those little spots, openings of the rickrack. I did that on the bottom and the top, and then here I'm just making some swirly lines and some dots, just kind of going around it, just decorating it, making it look fun. And that's all there was for this. I added a few of those sticker snowflakes from Dollar Tree, and then you can make this a dish, or you can add a candle like I did there. You could do both just like I did. But anyways, I love the way this came. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use this little dollhouse from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to use my lacquer chalk paint by Waverly and Snow White, and then some puffy paint. I'm going to start off by removing the doors and the window plastic pieces. Now, if you have a steady hand, I would recommend not doing this if you want to make your window frames and door frame a different color, because when I painted all these and went and put it back in, it chipped the paint off most of them, or not most of them, but a lot of them, and I had to retouch them up. So it was almost not worth it. So just an FYI to be aware of that. Once I had that all taken apart, I did go down and sand the house some just to kind of rough it up a little bit since it was so smooth and I wanted that painted here. Then I painted the bottom part of the house with my lacquer color. And then I'm going to paint the top white. And then I painted some of those pieces white, the ones that were going to go on the red part, and then the ones that were going on the white part I painted with that lacquer color. And I did paint the inside of that house as well because I didn't want you to be able to see it from the windows. Then I had the task of trying to figure out how to put it back together. And see, you can see a little bit of pink there. It was scraping up the paint. So again, I did have to go and touch up some different areas with paint because of putting the items back together and it chipping off the paint. You can see the paint all over my desk there. So then I tried to put my little window frames in, and it was giving me a hard time. So I do grab my little Cricut tool here in a second or two, and it just kind of helped use that to push the little plastic piece into the window so that I could get them to stick. And I do eventually get it in, and then I added all the rest. After they were done, I took my puff paint and I'm just making some marks to make it look like snow on the building. And then I'm going to add my shaved ice. It's like glitter. It's more plasticky, but I'm going to add that on as well. And I am going to add that puff paint along the windows as well. Now, originally I was thinking of making this a gingerbread house, but I did not have any little like mints and candy. I used to have them. I had them last year, but I used them all apparently. And I couldn't find enough stuff in my stash to make it look like a gingerbread. So I decided, okay, we're just going to go with a Christmas house. And I really love the way this turned out. So after I had all the glitter on there, I took some of these little wreaths that I got. I believe these came from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to hot glue them above the windows there. Then I took one of these chunky wood pieces from Dollar Tree. This, I think, is a 12-inch. It's either the 10 or the 12. And I painted it with my Snow White chalk paint by Waverly. And then I also took one of those little wood snowmen from Dollar Tree and I painted that white as well. And then once it was dry, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I showed that. Anyways, once it was dry, I took my paint markers and I'm coloring in that truck. I color in the tree green, and then I'm going to color the truck red, and the outside of the tires black and the inside of the tires white. And after I have it all done, I think I even took some of them white and just kind of made some marks along the tree to make it look a little bit like snow and to give it some dimension. I took these Sharpies and I am making a face on my snowman, making some eyes. I was going to make dots in a smile, but I forgot. And then I just made a regular smile. But oh well, I wanted them to be dots. But anyways, then I took my orange one and I made a little carrot nose on him, and then made some buttons along his little belly there. And after I have that one done, I made this decal with my Cricut. I just used the regular Cricut Sans font, and I just typed out, "I'll be home for Christmas." And then I'm just adding that onto the front of this chunky wood piece from Dollar Tree. After that, I took some little square blocks from Dollar Tree and I'm going to hot glue one on the back of the wheels of that truck. And then I'm going to hot glue that right onto the wood piece. Now, I could have painted the back. I probably should have. I might have to go back and do that. And then I took a couple of these miniature trees from Dollar Tree and I'm just going to hot glue them on. I'm going to hot glue my little house in place. And then I'm going to hot glue this little snowman. And that's all there was for that. I think it is adorable. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one in the comment box below. Now this, normally I try to keep each segment under 5 minutes. This is going to go a little bit longer because there was 3 of these in place. Oh, okay. So I took these birdhouses from Dollar Tree. I was not sure what I was going to do with them. Even at this point, I'm like, I'm not sure. I know I'm going to pull out the little peg here. So I did that, and then I used some spackling to cover up the hole. And I had so many ideas in my mind, and I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. And I knew I really wanted to do a barn. So I decided I'm going to do a barn first. So I'm going to paint this one with my, I think I used lacquer on this one as well by Waverly. And I just paint the whole bottom part of this bird house with that. And then I took some of these little bamboo sticks that I get from Amazon. These were in my stash. They had already been cut, so I just used them and I painted them white. And then I'm going to paint the top part of my birdhouse with my ink color by Waverly, which of course is black. And once I have that all painted, I am going to cut down those little white wood pieces using my miter shears. And I just kind of measured them along the birdhouse to see what lengths I wanted. And then once I had them all cut out, I'm going to hot glue them to my birdhouse to make it look like a barn door. Although I forgot to do a bottom piece, but that's okay, right? And then after that, I took another one of those wreaths and I'm just going to put it onto that door. And then I took some of these, more of these little Dollar Tree bottle brush trees, and I'm giving them a haircut on the back so that I can hot glue them on and it fits a little bit better than having the tree sticking out. And then I'm just going to hot glue one tree on each side, so 2 trees onto it. And then I took my puff paint and I'm doing the same thing. I'm just trying to make it look like snow on here. And then I don't show this, but the next day I came in and realized I had smudged it some with my fingers. So I added more puff paint and then I added some more of that shaved ice to it. So then on this one, I painted this one with my Nutmeg by Apple Barrel. And I was thinking I was going to do a small gingerbread, but like I said, you guys, I just wasn't quite sure which direction to go. So it just I just went with the flow. And I started hot gluing these straws on and I decided, okay, this isn't really going to be, I mean, it could be gingerbread, but it's going to be more of a peppermint house. So I glued some of these little peppermints that I got from Amazon on the holes there. I went around the whole birdhouse with those straws. And then I took this little garland I got from Hobby Lobby last year in their little Christmas tree section. And I am cutting off the little snowflakes and hot gluing them to the ends of those straws so you didn't see the openings. Then I took the rest of it and I just went back and forth and hot glued it to the top, to the roof of my birdhouse. And I do that on both sides. After that, I took some of the puffy paint and I just made some swirls and some dots along the front of this birdhouse and along the sides of this birdhouse and along the back. But I'm not going to show you all that because I think that would be boring. So once I have that part done, I decided, okay, I just kept thinking I wanted to do a log house, but I didn't know how long it would take. But you know, honestly, this was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. So I took some of these dowels. These mainly came from Dollar Tree. I'm using my miter shears to just cut them down, and I'm just cutting them down as I go and laying them in the on this birdhouse, and I go all the way around it. I am keeping the opening of the heart, so as you can see here, I'm just cutting some smaller pieces and then hot gluing them all together. And I just went around the whole birdhouse with this. And then I had painted it all with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Truffle, and I painted the roof with ink. And then I had 6 more of these dowels that I had painted with Truffle, and I'm just hot gluing 3 on each side of the roof, just like you see me doing there. And you guys, I did stick them on painter's tape while I painted them so they didn't move around. Once I was done with that, I took this, I found this in my stash, this wreath, and I came off of something, so I just added some pip berries to it and hot glued it to the opening. And then I did the same thing with these little trees where I gave them a haircut and hot glued them on the side. Then I did the same thing with my puff paint, make it look like snow, and adding my shaved ice. And I love the way this looks. It is so cute. Anyway, so then I took those 3 candle holders. They're different sizes from Dollar Tree. I painted them all white, but while I was painting them, I thought, you know, I have a better idea. So I love antique wax over white. For some reason, to me, it makes it look more like wood. So I went ahead and painted one of them covered it with the antique wax. I did not wipe it off. I was going to, but then I thought, no, I like it when it's not wiped off. Then I took the tall one and I dipped the back of my paintbrush in my lacquer color and made polka dots. Now, as you can see, the smaller one, I tried to do candy cane stripes, and I did not like it. So I did end up just painting it all red. So here I'm just taking some E6000 and hot glue, and I'm going to add my birdhouses onto each one, and they're kind of matching. And then I just added some bows and embellishments, and there they are. I love the way these came out. Yes, it was kind of hard at first because I wasn't sure which direction I was going to go with them, or how I was going to decorate them, or what I wanted to do. Oh, but I love them, especially the barn and that log cabin. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love them. You have to let me know what you think about these and which one is your favorite below. I've used it. I've heard people say it's really hard, and it was a little hard, but not too bad. But I really love this stuff. Okay, so for DIY number 1, we're going to use Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White, and that apple barrel chalk paint or acrylic paint in Admiral Blue, some of that heat transfer vinyl in this wood round. So I'm going to start off by taking that wood round and painting the top portion with my Admiral Blue and the bottom portion with the white. And I also took some of this glitter silver and I smeared it with the blue, and look how beautiful it is, because I want this to look kind of like a night sky, and I think it looks great. I love the way that came out. Anyway, so here I'm just weeding my saying that I created. And like I said, it's a little hard to see it, but once you see the cut line and you start moving the vinyl off of it, it comes off really easily. It's just really more a matter of getting where the lines are and then lifting it. But it didn't take too long to get this done. I just, was watching some crafters and took my time and just kind of enjoyed the process. And I absolutely love the way this all looks, you guys. I think this wood round just comes out so beautiful. So once I had it all done, I'm going to lay my heat transfer vinyl down on top of the blue. And I did move that blue decal, and then I'm setting it for 30 seconds here, and then I'm just holding it down, and I'm not going to make you wait the whole 30 seconds. There we go. And then after that, this is what they call a warm peel, so you can peel off that plastic coating or carrier case, they call it, right away. And there it is. And I had something there I was picking off, but I just love the way this looks. And then I took the next set. This is with their blue glitter vinyl, and I'm just going to put it right below the picture, and I'm going to do the same thing, put the Teflon sheet, and then use my heat press for about 30 seconds. And I do put some pressure on my heat press while I'm doing that, and then I remove that Teflon and remove that transfer. Then I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile to make a couple holes. Now, one side note, if you are using heat transfer vinyl, you definitely want to make sure your Cricut is unmirrored, because you want it to be backwards so that when you lay it down, it will be laying down the correct way. Because the transfer, if I remember correctly, the transfer part is on the top. I don't know. Anyways, it's just, I can't remember how it goes, but just remember that's a very important thing to remember. So once I made those holes, I took 2 of these ribbons. Now that white snowflake ribbon, I've had that in my stash for I don't know how many years. I don't remember where I got it. But the blue one, I believe I got last year at Walmart. So I just made 2 bows, doing the awareness ribbon, scrunching it up, tying in the middle, and then I'm going to dovetail the ends, and then I just connected those 2 together. And then I'm going to hot glue this right onto the top. Now, I thought about adding some greenery, but I love the simplicity of this because I just thought it was so pretty. So I took some more of that white ribbon, and I'm just going to use this as a hanger. I'm just going to push it through the hole, tie a knot on the back, and that's all there was for this one. I love this. I think it is just absolutely gorgeous. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one in a minute when I show it. Oh, I forgot. I have to put the bow on there too. So I hot glued the bow. There it is. And I love it. I really, really love the way this came out. And that vinyl, you guys, it is so nice to use because you get the glitter that you want for Christmas, but you don't have the mess that you get with when you're using regular glitter. Here's DIY number 2. I am trying to get better at posting more, guys. Okay, so I'm going to use my antique wax again and then my ink color chalk paint by Waverly. I'm going to use these metal words that I just recently found at Dollar Tree, and I thought this was awesome. I haven't seen anybody else show these before. And then I'm going to use 3 of these wood planks that also come from Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start off by using my antique wax on the wood pieces. And of course, I'm just going to brush it on and then use my paper towel to wipe off the excess. And I make sure I get the sides, and I also do the front and back. I do both sides and the sides. That really makes sense, huh? Front, back, and the sides. That's what I meant. And then after that, I take my sanding, my little finger sander here, and I am just sanding the metal. I saw somebody else do this, and I thought, let's see if this works as good or better than just doing the Mod Podge, because that's why I did the Mod Podge on the pails, because it's metal and it just helps the paint adhere better. Once I was done sanding it, I just painted them all with the ink color, and I did cover them with Mod Podge as well to help protect them. Then I took some more of that ribbon from burlapfabric.com, and I am just running a piece of it up the front, right in the middle, and hot gluing it to the back. And then once I had that done to all 3, I took my Fix-All glue from Dollar Tree, and I'm putting it on the back of my words, and then I'm going over any blank spaces with my hot glue gun so that I get that immediate and permanent hold. After this, I did use some of my clips to kind of hold it down for a little bit, just to make sure they stick, because we all know hot glue and metal really don't like each other, and I wasn't sure if it was going to work, so I did clamp them down for a little bit. Then I took some pieces of greenery here. This is just a garland pick from Dollar Tree. I cut it down. This I got from a candle ring wreath, I guess that's what you call them, from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just cutting this down and cutting some pieces off of it to go with that garland pick. Then these berries I got from Dollar Tree recently. They're so cool. I mean, you guys, Dollar Tree is really stepping it up. But I am just going to add that to the top here, and I'm going to add those beads and make a hanger, which those beads came from Walmart. They're a very good price. They're around $5 or $6 for 12 feet. So if you see any, pick them up. If you're new, I am just thrilled that you are here. And if you like today's video, and if you like home decor on a budget, holiday decor, thrift flips, or gift ideas, then hit that subscribe button, become part of our YouTube family. I would love to have you join. And let me know in the comment box that you're new here. I love to get to know you guys, and that's the only way I really get to know you is by your comments, and I really do love to get to know you guys. Also, I do upload my videos every Monday at 5 p.m. Central. But if you hit that notification bell and set it to all, it will notify you whenever I upload a video on the days that I am not normally scheduled, because I do like to participate on different challenges throughout the week, so that way you will know. And then again, of course, you guys know the drill. If you like today's video, make sure you give me that thumbs up and comment, because that lets YouTube know that you enjoy my content, and it will push it out for others to see. And also, if you have friends or family members that you know enjoys this kind of stuff, please share my video with them. I am, like I said, I've said this a few times before, I cannot get over how slow my channel is growing ever since I hit 10,000. It's like I hit a brick wall. Anyways, I'm going to have to start doing something different to get this going. And I know it sometimes can take time. I'm trying to be patient, but you know, it helps our pocketbook, which I'm trying to avoid having to go back to work. So I really need this channel to go a little bit faster so that I don't have to do that. But anyways, so I would just appreciate it if you guys shared this channel with anyone you know who might enjoy it. Okay, so as you see there, I just used those beads with the hanger that it came off of, and that's all there was for these. I really love this. I really love the simplicity of everything, and I don't know, I guess I'm just feeling a little simple these days. You'll have to let me know what you think of this one as well. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use this buffalo check vinyl. I believe I got that from Dollar Tree. Some miscellaneous floral Christmas picks. This was a candle ring from Hobby Lobby. I took all the pieces off of it. And then these letters from Hobby Lobby, they were $1.99 each, but I believe they were 40% off of that. Then some of these 5-gallon paint stir stick tops that I had in my stash, and then 4 of those 5-gallon paint stir sticks, and then my hazelnut and cashew colors in Waverly chalk paint. So I started off by cutting the top parts of those 5-gallon stir sticks off, and then painted them with my hazelnut color. Once they were dry, I'm taking a tumbling tower block and I am just using it as a spacer to make sure that my planks are the right distance apart from each other. And then once I have this done, I'm going to take the smaller pieces that I had, I cut them down some and I painted them as well. And I'm just going to use them here to attach those planks together, and I'm going to end up using my wood glue and my hot glue to get them attached. Now this is a Hobby Lobby dupe. I was at Hobby Lobby the other day and I saw this sign from Hobby Lobby and I loved it. And normally it was $39.99, but it was 60% off, which still was brought it to 16 something. And I knew I could make it for less. And you guys, I know that this was less than $10. I'd say probably around $8, maybe at the most to make. So after I had it all attached, I took my cashew and I am just going to brush it on, just kind of do some heavy distressing. Theirs was pretty much like this as well. So I'm just going to distress around the whole front of my palette here, as well as the parts that were connecting them. Then I traced out the J and the Y onto the back of that vinyl. And once I had it all traced out, I'm just going to use my scissors and cut each one of those out. It moved on me. I had to get it repositioned. I hate it when that happens. And then after I have it all cut out, I'm just going to adhere them to the front, or adhere that vinyl to the front of each piece, just like you see me doing right here. Now, normally I would have painted them like a red color, but it ended up being okay. I didn't need that. So then I took this wood glue and my hot glue, and I'm going to attach the Y right onto the board, and I had already attached the J. And now I have the candle ring there to kind of, so I knew where to place everything. But then once I had the letters glued on, I took my picks. This is a cedar pick from Hobby Lobby I got earlier this season, and I'm just attaching, there was some floral wire around that candle ring, so I'm just attaching my florals right into all of those, the wire there. So once I have this done, then I'm going to take some of this, I can't remember what it said. I think the pick just said greenery, like Christmas greenery or something. This came from Dollar Tree last year. I think I saw it this year as well. It's kind of got a little silver to it, but I added some of that all around just to kind of make it full. And then I got this pick from Walmart. It has all these berries, and I'm just adding the berries to it. And then I'm going to make a bow and add that to the top. Now, the sign at Hobby Lobby, they had two different ones. They had one with the buffalo check letters, and they had one that had kind of a creamy off-white color letters. And I almost made those, but I really loved the buffalo check, so I decided to do this one as well. Anyways, just a side note. So here, I am just making a finger bow with some of this gift trim that's basically ribbon from Walmart. I got that this year, I believe. And then I'm just going to hot glue that to the top of my wreath here. Then I'm just going to take some jute cord or rope and twine, whatever you want to call it. I tied knots on the ends and hot glued them to the back. And there it is. Oh, I love the way this came out. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one as well.